Self-worth is the foundation of who we are. It's the quiet yet powerful belief that we deserve love, respect, and all the good things life has to offer. It is not dependent on external achievements, appearances, or other people's opinions, but instead, it is deeply rooted in our inner understanding of our own value. Too often, we look for validation from outside sources, but true self-worth is built from within. It starts by recognizing that you are enough just as you are without needing to meet any conditions set by others or society. When you have a solid sense of self-worth, you understand that you are deserving of happiness and success simply because you exist. It's not something you have to earn through perfect performance or by constantly proving yourself. Your worth isn't tied to how many tasks you complete, how many compliments you receive, or how much others appreciate you. It exists because you are a human being with unique qualities, a soul that has inherent value. One of the first steps in cultivating self-worth is letting go of the notion that your value is conditional. So often we tie our self-esteem to external circumstances, our job, our relationships, our social status. But real self-worth comes from realizing that even if all of these things were stripped away, you would still be worthy. You are not your job title. You are not the number on a scale. You are not what you have or don't have. You are you, and that is enough. Self-worth also requires setting boundaries. When you truly value yourself, you learn to protect your time, energy, and well-being. Setting boundaries is an act of self-love because it teaches others how to treat you. Boundaries aren't about creating walls or pushing people away. They're about ensuring that your needs are met, that your peace is protected, and that you're treated with respect. When you set healthy boundaries, you show yourself that you are worth the effort, the respect, and the care. Another key aspect of self-worth is forgiving yourself. We are all imperfect and sometimes we make mistakes. But having self-worth means understanding that you don't need to be perfect to be deserving of love and happiness. It means accepting your flaws and learning from your experiences rather than holding on to guilt or regret. You can still honor your worth even if you've made mistakes, because your value doesn't diminish because of them. It only grows stronger as you learn and evolve. To nurture self-worth, you also need to embrace your individuality. No one else has your exact combination of traits, talents, and perspectives. Your uniqueness is your power, and it deserves to be celebrated. When you stop comparing yourself to others, you free yourself from the suffocating belief that you need to measure up to some external standard. You can begin to see your own worth in its fullness, appreciating what makes you different and special. Self-worth is also about cultivating a healthy relationship with yourself. It's easy to criticize ourselves and fall into negative self-talk, but to truly value yourself, you must change the way you speak to yourself. Instead of focusing on what's wrong with you, focus on what's right. Practice self-compassion and kindness and treat yourself as you would treat a dear friend. Speak to yourself with love, patience, and understanding, and remind yourself daily that you are worthy of the very best. Finally, nurturing self-worth means honoring your needs and desires. It's about listening to your intuition and trusting that what you want is valid. Often we dismiss our needs to accommodate others, but when you truly value yourself, you understand that your needs are just as important. You begin to prioritize your own well-being, pursue your dreams, and create a life that feels fulfilling and true to who you are, not to what others expect of you. Boundaries are an essential aspect of self-respect. They define the limits of what you are willing to accept and tolerate in your life, and they protect your emotional, mental, and physical well-being. Setting boundaries is not about building walls to keep people out. Rather, it is about creating a space where you can thrive, ensuring that others treat you with the respect you deserve. Without boundaries, you can quickly find yourself overwhelmed, depleted, and disrespected. Boundaries act as a safeguard, allowing you to maintain a sense of control over your life. At their core, boundaries reflect your values. They are a manifestation of what is important to you, and they communicate to others how you want to be treated. When you establish boundaries, you are signaling that your time, energy, and emotions are valuable. It's an assertion of self-worth and an invitation for others to show you the respect that you are entitled to. This can apply to all areas of life, work, relationships, family, friendships, and ensures that you are not sacrificing your own needs to please others. One of the most important things to understand about boundaries is that they are not selfish. In fact, they are an act of self-care. Often people fear setting boundaries because they worry about upsetting others or being perceived as rude or difficult. However, the reality is that healthy boundaries benefit everyone involved. They prevent resentment from building up, foster mutual respect, and create a balanced dynamic. Without boundaries, you may find yourself giving more than you can handle, leading to burnout and frustration. By setting clear limits, you create a space for healthier, more honest connections. Boundaries also require clear communication. It's not enough to simply expect people to understand what you need. You must articulate your boundaries in a way that is direct and respectful. While it may feel uncomfortable at first, expressing your needs is a powerful act of self-empowerment. The key to effective communication is being firm, yet compassionate. It's about saying, "This is what I need," without apology or guilt. When you communicate your boundaries, you provide others with the opportunity to respect them, which leads to stronger, more authentic relationships. Another crucial aspect of boundaries is consistency. Once you set a boundary, it's essential to maintain it. This shows others that you are serious about your needs and that you respect yourself enough to stand firm. If you waver or allow your boundaries to be crossed repeatedly, you send mixed signals and people may take advantage of your leniency. Boundaries need to be reinforced regularly to remain effective, and they should never be adjusted to accommodate others at the expense of your own well-being. Boundaries are also an invitation for self-awareness. When you begin to establish limits, you become more attuned to your own needs, emotions, and desires. You learn to listen to your body and mind, recognizing when something feels off or when you're being stretched too thin. This awareness is crucial for maintaining balance in your life and ensures that you are not overextending yourself. It also allows you to be more in tune with your personal values, making it easier to set boundaries that align with your authentic self. In relationships, boundaries help to foster mutual respect and understanding. When you establish your boundaries, you allow others to be clear about their own limits as well. It creates an environment of trust where both parties feel comfortable expressing their needs and desires. Boundaries help avoid misunderstandings and miscommunications, as each person knows what is expected and accepted in the relationship. Rather than being a source of conflict, well-established boundaries create a foundation of respect and mutual care. Finally, setting boundaries involves knowing when to say no. It's easy to fall into the trap of people-pleasing, agreeing to things out of guilt or fear of disappointing others. But when you say no to something that doesn't align with your values or needs, you are saying yes to yourself. You are asserting your right to prioritize your own well-being and to choose what fits into your life. Saying no isn't about being harsh or unkind. It's about honoring your own limitations and giving yourself the space to focus on what truly matters. Self-love is the practice of treating yourself with the same kindness, compassion, and respect that you would show to someone you deeply care about. It's about honoring yourself, acknowledging your worth, and accepting yourself without judgment or criticism. Unlike narcissism, which is based on an inflated sense of superiority, self-love is rooted in self-acceptance and genuine care for one's own well-being. It is the foundation upon which healthy, fulfilling relationships with others are built, because when you love yourself, you teach others how to love you too. At its core, self-love means taking responsibility for your own happiness. It's recognizing that you have the power to shape your life and that you don't need to rely on external validation or approval to feel good about yourself. You are worthy of love and happiness simply because you exist, not because of any specific accomplishments or traits. Embracing this idea allows you to cultivate a deep sense of inner peace and contentment, knowing that your value doesn't depend on anyone else's opinion. One of the most important aspects of self-love is self-compassion. We all make mistakes and we all have moments where we fall short of our own expectations. However, when you practice self-love, you learn to treat yourself with the same gentleness and understanding that you would offer a friend who is going through a tough time. Instead of berating yourself for imperfections or missteps, you approach them with kindness and the understanding that growth and learning come from these experiences. Self-love also involves prioritizing your own needs and well-being. It's easy to become caught up in taking care of others, but when you neglect yourself, you quickly become depleted. By practicing self-love, you learn that you are not selfish for focusing on your own health, happiness, and peace of mind. Taking care of yourself, whether through rest, nourishment, or engaging in activities that bring you joy, allows you to show up as the best version of yourself for others. You can't pour from an empty cup, and self-love helps you keep your cup full. In addition to self-compassion, self-love requires you to recognize your strengths and achievements. It's about taking the time to acknowledge and celebrate the unique qualities that make you who you are. Too often, we focus on our flaws or compare ourselves to others, but self-love encourages you to see your greatness and embrace it fully. It's about giving yourself credit for your resilience, creativity, intelligence, and all the other qualities that make you special. Self-love also involves setting boundaries and knowing when to say no. When you love yourself, you protect your energy and well-being by not overextending yourself or allowing others to take advantage of your time and resources. Boundaries are an essential form of self-care, and they show others that you value yourself enough to safeguard your peace. By setting clear limits, you ensure that your relationships are balanced and that you have the space to nurture your own needs. Another aspect of self-love is forgiveness. To truly love yourself, you must be willing to forgive yourself for past mistakes, shortcomings, and any feelings of guilt or regret that may be holding you back. Holding on to past mistakes only weighs you down and prevents you from moving forward. Self-love allows you to release those negative emotions, understanding that you are human and deserving of the opportunity to grow and evolve without carrying the burden of your past. Self-love is also about self-expression and being true to yourself. It's about embracing your authentic self, free from the pressure to conform to others' expectations or societal standards. When you love yourself, you give yourself permission to express who you truly are, whether through your passions, your voice, or your creativity. You no longer feel the need to hide parts of yourself to fit in. Instead, you proudly show up as your whole, unapologetic self. Confidence is the belief in your own abilities, qualities, and judgment. It is an internal strength that comes from truly understanding your worth and embracing your uniqueness. Confidence isn't about arrogance or pretending to be someone you're not. Rather, it is a deep knowing that you are capable and deserving of success and happiness. True confidence radiates from within and is built over time through self-awareness, self-acceptance, and a willingness to take risks and grow. At its core, confidence begins with self-acceptance. When you accept who you are, flaws, imperfections, strengths, and all, you free yourself from the constant need for validation. You stop measuring your worth against others or external standards. Instead, you realize that you are enough, just as you are. This acceptance allows you to stand tall in your own skin and face challenges with resilience, knowing that your value isn't contingent on others' approval. Confidence also requires self-belief. It is about trusting yourself and your ability to navigate life's challenges. When you believe in yourself, you trust that you have the strength to overcome obstacles, make decisions, and handle whatever comes your way. Self-belief is a muscle that you build with every success, every time you push through fear or uncertainty. The more you trust in your abilities, the more confident you become in your actions and choices. Building confidence also involves embracing vulnerability. It might seem counterintuitive, but vulnerability is an essential part of being confident. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you show the world that you are human and you are not afraid to be authentic. Vulnerability fosters deeper connections with others and allows you to take risks without fear of failure. It is through vulnerability that you find the courage to step outside of your comfort zone and grow, which in turn strengthens your confidence. One of the key aspects of confidence is resilience. Confidence isn't the absence of fear or failure, it's the ability to bounce back when things don't go as planned. Resilient people understand that setbacks are a natural part of life and that they don't define who you are. Instead of letting failures undermine your confidence, they use them as opportunities to learn, adapt, and grow stronger. Resilience builds your confidence because it reinforces the idea that you can handle whatever life throws your way. Confidence is also about self-expression. When you are confident, you allow yourself to be seen for who you truly are. You speak your truth, express your opinions, and show up authentically in all areas of your life. This self-expression is empowering because it affirms your uniqueness and your right to take up space in the world. The more you express yourself freely and without apology, the more your confidence deepens, and you begin to trust that you have something valuable to offer. Another important aspect of confidence is body language. The way you carry yourself speaks volumes about how you feel inside. Confident people tend to stand tall, make eye contact, and use open gestures. Their body language reflects a sense of power and ease, and this outward expression of confidence often leads to an internal sense of empowerment. Adopting confident body language can not only help you feel more self-assured, but it can also influence how others perceive you, creating a positive feedback loop that reinforces your confidence. Finally, confidence grows through positive self-talk. The way you speak to yourself matters immensely in shaping how you feel and act. Negative self-talk can erode your confidence, making you doubt your abilities and worth. On the other hand, when you practice positive affirmations and speak to yourself with kindness and encouragement, you reinforce the belief that you are capable and deserving. By replacing self-criticism with self-compassion, you nurture the confidence that allows you to face life's challenges with courage and conviction. Expectations are the beliefs or anticipations we have about ourselves, others, and the world around us. They shape how we approach life and influence our reactions to events. However, not all expectations are created equal. Some expectations empower us, while others can leave us feeling disappointed or frustrated. The key to healthy expectations lies in understanding their impact and ensuring they align with reality. Unrealistic expectations can lead to dissatisfaction, but when expectations are grounded in self-awareness and empathy, they create the foundation for growth and fulfillment. One of the most important aspects of expectations is the need to have them for yourself. Setting personal goals and standards helps you define what you want to achieve and what you're capable of accomplishing. Having expectations for your own growth and success can push you to take action, stay focused, and hold yourself accountable. These personal expectations should challenge you, but they must be realistic and aligned with your values. When you set expectations that are too high or too low, you risk either burning out or not fulfilling your potential. However, expectations also play a significant role in how we relate to others. In relationships, whether with family, friends, or partners, we often have certain expectations about how we should be treated. These expectations can be positive, such as desiring mutual respect, love, and kindness, but they can also be negative when they are based on unrealistic assumptions or when we expect others to meet our needs without fully communicating those needs. Healthy expectations in relationships require open dialogue, a willingness to be flexible, and an understanding that no one is perfect. Expectations are shaped by past experiences, social conditioning, and cultural influences. We may expect certain behaviors or outcomes because we've seen them modeled or because society has conditioned us to believe that certain things should happen in specific ways. This can create pressure and disappointment when things don't go as expected. For example, we might expect a specific career trajectory or lifestyle because it's portrayed as ideal, only to find that reality doesn't match the image. It's important to recognize these influences and question whether our expectations are truly our own or simply reflections of external pressures. Another important factor to consider when managing expectations is the concept of flexibility. Life is unpredictable and things don't always unfold the way we envision them. When we hold on too tightly to rigid expectations, we set ourselves up for disappointment. Flexibility allows us to adapt and flow with the natural rhythm of life. Rather than feeling discouraged when things don't go according to plan, we can approach challenges with an open mind, finding alternative paths or learning experiences along the way. Flexibility is key to maintaining a sense of peace and balance. Expectations also impact our emotional well-being. When our expectations are not met, we can feel frustration, resentment, or even bitterness. This is particularly true in relationships when we expect others to behave in a certain way or meet specific needs without fully communicating our desires. Learning to manage and adjust our expectations can alleviate unnecessary emotional pain. By being realistic and compassionate with ourselves and others, we can navigate disappointment with greater ease and understanding. This emotional intelligence fosters healthier relationships and a more fulfilling life. One of the challenges of expectations is that they can sometimes create pressure, particularly when they are set too high. If we expect ourselves to be perfect or achieve success at every turn, we may find ourselves feeling overwhelmed and anxious. Similarly, expecting others to constantly meet our needs can place an unfair burden on them, leading to frustration or resentment. In these cases, it's important to recalibrate expectations, focusing on progress and growth rather than perfection. By doing so, we relieve ourselves from unrealistic burdens and create room for genuine happiness and satisfaction. Finally, expectations are a reflection of our self-worth and self-awareness. When we understand our own value, we set expectations that honor and respect ourselves. Healthy expectations don't come from a place of scarcity or neediness, but from a place of self-respect and clarity about what we deserve. Similarly, by being aware of our limitations and the realities of the world around us, we can set expectations that are both challenging and achievable. This balance helps us create a life that feels both fulfilling and aligned with our true desires. Empowerment is the process of gaining control over one's life and making choices that align with one's values, desires, and capabilities. It's about recognizing the inherent power within you and using it to create change, both internally and externally. Empowerment is not something that can be given to you. It is something that you must claim for yourself. It's about understanding that you have the agency to shape your reality, to take control of your circumstances, and to influence the direction of your life. Empowerment is deeply connected to self-awareness, self-worth, and a sense of autonomy. At its core, empowerment is about self-belief. It's the ability to trust in your own abilities and judgment. When you believe in yourself, you open up a world of possibilities. You no longer wait for permission or external validation to pursue your dreams. Instead, you take proactive steps toward achieving your goals. Empowerment stems from recognizing that you are capable, resilient, and resourceful. It is this belief in your own strength that fuels your actions, encouraging you to take risks, overcome obstacles, and persist through challenges. Empowerment also involves the freedom to make choices. Life often presents us with numerous options, and each choice shapes the path we take. When you are empowered, you take responsibility for your decisions and trust that you have the ability to choose what is best for you. This doesn't mean that every choice will be easy or free of consequences, but it means that you are in control. Empowerment is about owning your decisions and not allowing fear, doubt, or the opinions of others to dictate the course of your life. One of the key components of empowerment is knowledge. The more informed you are about yourself and the world around you, the more equipped you become to make empowered choices. Knowledge gives you the tools to understand your options, assess situations, and navigate challenges effectively. Whether it's gaining skills, learning new information, or increasing emotional intelligence, empowerment is fueled by the pursuit of knowledge. The more you learn, the more you realize your capacity to influence the world and create the life you want. Empowerment is also about taking responsibility for your own well-being. When you are empowered, you don't wait for others to improve your life or take care of your needs. You understand that your happiness, health, and success are in your hands. This means taking steps to nurture your body, mind, and spirit, setting boundaries, and making decisions that align with your well-being. Empowerment requires you to take charge of your own life, to prioritize your needs, and to not rely on others for your sense of fulfillment or happiness. Another vital aspect of empowerment is resilience. Life is unpredictable and setbacks are inevitable. Empowerment isn't about avoiding failure or challenges, it's about learning to bounce back from adversity. Resilient people understand that mistakes and obstacles are not indicators of weakness, but opportunities for growth. Empowerment gives you the strength to persevere through difficulties, to adjust your mindset, and to continue moving forward. It teaches you that you can handle whatever comes your way, and that every setback is simply a stepping stone toward greater success. Empowerment is also closely linked to self-advocacy. To be empowered means to speak up for yourself, to advocate for your needs, and to stand up for what you believe in. It's about setting clear boundaries, expressing your desires, and ensuring that your voice is heard. Empowerment encourages you to no longer accept being overlooked, underestimated, or treated unfairly. It's about finding the courage to say no when something doesn't serve you, and yes to opportunities that align with your vision. Advocating for yourself is a powerful form of empowerment because it reinforces your self-worth and autonomy. Finally, empowerment is about lifting others up. True empowerment doesn't come from isolation or competition, but from a collective sense of strength and support. When you feel empowered, you recognize that there is enough room for everyone to succeed, and you use your power to uplift and encourage those around you. Empowerment is not a finite resource, it grows and spreads when shared. By supporting others, whether through mentorship, encouragement, or collaboration, you contribute to a more empowered community where everyone can thrive. Communication is the cornerstone of all human interaction. It is the process through which we express our thoughts, feelings, and ideas. And it is essential in building relationships, solving problems, and sharing knowledge. Effective communication goes beyond the mere exchange of words. It involves listening, understanding, and being mindful of how we convey messages. Whether verbal or nonverbal, communication shapes the way we connect with others and impacts the quality of our personal and professional lives. It is through communication that we establish trust, resolve conflicts, and foster meaningful connections. At its heart, communication requires clarity. When we communicate clearly, we reduce the likelihood of misunderstandings and confusion. Being able to articulate your thoughts in a concise and direct manner ensures that others understand your message as intended. This is particularly important in both personal relationships and professional settings where miscommunication can lead to mistakes, frustration, or inefficiency. Clear communication allows people to feel heard and valued, and it ensures that everyone is on the same page regarding expectations, needs, and goals. In addition to clarity, active listening is an essential aspect of effective communication. Listening is not just about hearing words, it's about truly understanding the message being conveyed. Active listening requires focus, empathy, and patience. When you listen actively, you give the speaker your full attention, ask questions for clarification, and offer feedback that shows you are engaged. This level of listening fosters deeper connections and mutual respect, allowing for a more collaborative and productive dialogue. Without active listening, communication can easily become one-sided or misinterpreted. Nonverbal communication also plays a significant role in how we convey messages. Our body language, facial expressions, tone of voice, and gestures all contribute to the message we send. Sometimes what we say and how we say it can communicate two different things. For example, crossed arms or a tense posture can convey defensiveness even if the words spoken are neutral. Understanding nonverbal cues and being aware of your own body language can greatly enhance the effectiveness of your communication. It ensures that your message is not only heard but also felt. Empathy is another crucial element of communication. When we communicate with empathy, we are not just focused on our own perspective, but we take the time to understand the emotions, experiences, and needs of the other person. Empathy fosters a sense of connection and trust, and it helps to navigate difficult conversations with sensitivity and respect. When you show empathy in your communication, you validate the feelings of others, which can lead to more open and honest exchanges. This emotional intelligence strengthens relationships and promotes understanding, especially when dealing with conflict. Effective communication also involves being mindful of the context and the audience. The way we communicate changes depending on the situation, the environment, and the individuals involved. What works in a casual conversation with a friend may not be appropriate in a professional setting or with someone you don't know well. Understanding your audience and adjusting your tone, language, and approach accordingly ensures that your message is both received and respected. Context matters, and being mindful of it allows for more meaningful and productive conversations. Another important aspect of communication is the ability to give and receive feedback. Constructive feedback helps individuals grow and improve, whether in personal development or professional performance. Giving feedback in a respectful, clear, and specific way ensures that the recipient understands what they can work on. On the other hand, being open to receiving feedback without defensiveness allows for growth and learning. When feedback is communicated effectively, it leads to positive change and enhances relationships. Finally, communication is an ongoing process that requires practice and self-awareness. The more we engage in meaningful conversations, the better we become at conveying our thoughts, understanding others, and resolving conflicts. Communication is not a one-time effort, but an evolving skill that improves with time, reflection, and intentionality. By continuing to develop our communication skills, we strengthen our connections with others, foster more productive environments, and navigate life's challenges with greater ease and clarity. Mutual respect is the foundation of all healthy relationships. It is the practice of recognizing and valuing the inherent worth of others, regardless of differences in opinions, backgrounds, or experiences. When mutual respect exists, individuals treat one another with dignity, understanding, and fairness. It fosters an environment where people feel valued and appreciated, which is essential for creating strong, lasting connections. Without mutual respect, relationships can become strained, marked by misunderstandings, conflicts, and a lack of trust. Respect is not just about how we treat others in moments of agreement, but how we engage with them during times of disagreement or challenge. At the heart of mutual respect is the ability to listen and appreciate the perspectives of others. When you respect someone, you give them the space to express their thoughts and feelings without judgment or interruption. Active listening allows you to understand their point of view, even if it differs from your own. This willingness to engage in meaningful dialogue, to see the world through another's eyes, fosters empathy and strengthens connections? It is through listening that we show that we value the other person's voice and experiences even when we don't always agree with them. Mutual respect also involves valuing differences. People come from diverse backgrounds, cultures, and life experiences which influence their beliefs, values, and ways of seeing the world. Respecting these differences means acknowledging that no one perspective is superior to another and that diversity enriches relationships and communities. Embracing diversity in thought, culture, and experience promotes an atmosphere of inclusion and acceptance. Mutual respect encourages curiosity about others' backgrounds and encourages learning from one another, creating an environment where everyone feels safe and accepted for who they are. Boundaries are another essential element of mutual respect. Each individual has their own limits, needs, and comfort zones, and respecting these boundaries is crucial in maintaining healthy relationships. When boundaries are respected, people feel safe and empowered to be themselves without fear of being disrespected or taken advantage of. Setting and maintaining boundaries in a respectful manner fosters trust and understanding, as it shows that both parties care for one another's emotional and physical well-being. Mutual respect requires that individuals honor the needs and limits of others, even if they differ from their own. In a mutually respectful relationship, equality is key. This means recognizing that both parties are of equal value and deserving of the same treatment. Whether in a professional setting, friendship, or romantic relationship, mutual respect ensures that both individuals have an equal say and their contributions are valued. Respect does not mean one person is superior or more important than the other. Rather, it is the acknowledgement that both people bring something unique to the relationship and that their feelings, thoughts, and contributions are equally important. This equality allows for balanced, healthy exchanges that build trust and foster collaboration. Mutual respect also includes a willingness to admit mistakes and offer apologies when necessary. No one is perfect, and misunderstandings or missteps will occur. However, when both parties are committed to mutual respect, they approach mistakes with humility and openness. Apologizing when you've wronged someone, acknowledging the impact of your actions, and making an effort to change shows that you value the other person's feelings. This level of respect helps to repair relationships and demonstrates maturity and emotional intelligence. In times of conflict, mutual respect becomes even more crucial. Disagreements are inevitable in any relationship, but when mutual respect is present, conflicts can be handled with care and understanding. Rather than resorting to insults or dismissiveness, individuals who respect each other approach conflict with a desire to resolve it in a way that honors both perspectives. This requires patience, compromise, and a willingness to find common ground. Handling conflict with mutual respect strengthens relationships as it demonstrates a commitment to maintaining harmony and understanding even in difficult moments. Finally, mutual respect nurtures personal growth. When people feel respected, they are more likely to feel safe in expressing themselves authentically and pursuing their goals. This freedom allows individuals to thrive and evolve, both within the context of the relationship and in their personal lives. In a respectful environment, there is encouragement and support for each other's growth, which enhances both individual and collective well-being. By respecting one another's autonomy, strengths, and weaknesses, individuals empower each other to become the best versions of themselves.